The Poconos and Monroe County have a lot to offer: hiking, boating, fishing, year-round recreation, and a rich heritage and culture. With your assistance, we can expand these opportunities and preserve our open space. Today, leaders of Monroe County are starting on a path to preserve one of these areas, the Broadhead Greenway and its Godfrey Ridge Trail, and they need your support. The idea for the project is simple: create a greenway with trails, accessible by foot, bicycle, and other non-motorized means, that connects communities, places of interest, and important natural areas around the Broadhead Creek. The project area is bounded by the Broadhead Creek to the north, Houston Avenue in Stroudsburg to the west, Route 611 to the south, and Interstate 80 to the east. Right now, the area is experiencing some use, but it is not a designated recreation area. At the heart of the Broadhead Greenway will be the Godfrey Ridge Trail, which roughly follows the route of the old Stroudsburg to Water Gap trolley line to the east and connects with Stroudsburg Borough's Glen Park to the west. In order to preserve areas like this one, we need tools. One of the best tools presently available is Monroe County's $25 million open space program, which could provide substantial funding for the creation of the Broadhead Greenway. One civic leader who understands the link between trails and our quality of life is Janet Weidensall, former chair of the Monroe County Commissioners.
A trail project does accommodate a variety of opportunities for the communities. The voters of this county, most recently in the May primary, authorized the county commissioners to borrow up to $25 million. Those dollars can be used to purchase property or easement on property. We have been meeting with task force groups, citizens throughout the county for 2 years now. One of the things that has been identified as extremely important to the people in this community and county is open space and recreation.
As one important part of Monroe 2020, the Greenway and Trail concept has a great deal of support. Through a county-wide survey and public meetings, 9 out of 10 respondents support the Greenway, and 7 out of 10 would like to see greenways developed throughout the county. Trails were found to be the most popular recreation facility desired and would be utilized in a variety of ways. Greenways and trails would benefit Monroe County in many ways, including increased property values and job creation, exercise and improved health for the community, social benefits like ways for families to spend time together, for older Pennsylvanians to be independently active, and for neighbors to get to know one another. There are also environmental benefits like better air quality and habitat protection. And since 40% of all auto trips are 2 miles or less, rail trails are an important transportation alternative that reduce traffic congestion and air pollution.
Another great opportunity to experience the outdoors, get close to nature, get healthy in a safe, clean environment. Obviously, from a business aspect, we sell recreation, we sell fun, things that people can enjoy in that same area, so it certainly would be a boost to our local economy, not only our store, but other retailers that do the same that we do. The park itself and the surrounding trails in the area are already quite an attraction to mountain bikers, hikers, cross-country skiers. It's being used quite frequently by trout fishermen, by whitewater kayakers like myself, who enjoy the creek that runs right alongside it.
2 or 3 years from now, when the hiker has traded his mountain bike for a station wagon, he's got a couple kids. If he gets a weekend off, he's going to come back to the areas that he learned. He's going to come back to the Poconos, back to the county, and eventually he'll be a well-adjusted, vibrant citizen that spends money across the board.
recreation area is currently going through a planning process to develop a new trail system. And one of the most important parts of that trail system is looking at linkages and creating linkages to the communities adjacent to the park.
You know, you get a little weirded out when all of a sudden you're in a place you don't know, you're in the deep woods, and then you're in somebody's backyard. And you're like, oh, am I trespassing now? So, you know, you have to wonder, and at that time you can't really continue forward. You have to, you know, not really go across that lawn and go back the way you came. The nicest thing about it is, you know, the fact that you don't see anybody, you know, all day. You're just out there, you're by yourself, it's peaceful. You know, you might run into one or two other people, and that's it, you know. You're the first people we've seen out here all day.
Mark Guin, owner of Cycleboard Sports in Stroudsburg, moved his business near the proposed trail.
I have a few mountain bike rentals now, and I would certainly hope to expand that if the Greenway trail does go through. More tourists coming into the area, not only maybe renting bicycles for my business, but also eating at the restaurants, staying in the bed and breakfasts, and the local hotels.
The Reverend Karen Nichols of the Delaware Water Gap Presbyterian Church of the Mountain assists hikers using the Appalachian Trail.
If you drive out Cherry Valley Road today, we are blooming, not mushrooms, but we are blooming housing developments. And I think very quickly, and perhaps faster than any of us really want to think about, all of the land that we take for granted could be gone, and we can't reclaim it. Land is not something that can be reclaimed once it's been built on.
We saw the potential for linking South Stroudsburg and Glen Park with the Delaware Water Gap Visitor Center, as well as with the National Park Service and their proposed river trail.
I think one of the major recommendations that came out of the task force deliberations was regarding open space in its various forms, and clearly greenways are an important part of that, and I think especially because they can provide a system of open space enables us to connect areas that might be preserved and provide some means of circulation for residents, be that with bicycle or pedestrian means.
One of the things that came up that I thought was really a strong future scenario for this particular county is development of a local arts center. That's one that would have classes, have a gallery, but on a very local scale. But tying that into a greenway scenario, having biking trails go from that center, having hiking trails. So people who were coming for the exercise aspect would see the art or see the cultural aspect, and taking the cultural aspect, and those people who might not be walkers, might not be hikers, they would have easy access to the exercise trails.
Trails benefit all of us. They increase our quality of life because they keep us closer to who we were created to be. We are a part of the animal kingdom, and being out in nature and having its sounds surround us and the smell of the woods and all of those things benefit us. They bring us peace. They lighten our day.
The real important thing with the Greenway project is to get teenagers and all that energy they've got to burn it up on those mountain bikes and hikes over the trails, particularly use Glen Park as a starting point. Glen Park is one, and someday it may be accessed from the Water Gap side. And to get those people thinking woods instead of thinking go to an apartment and hang out for the day.
It provides walking area that is safe and pretty over to Stroudsburg. It's only 3 miles over the hill from here into Stroudsburg, and it would be much better to be walking that on lovely green forested paths or biking it on lovely green forested paths, and that's what the citizens used to do years ago. It would certainly make it easier for hikers to get into town rather than hiking up Foxtown Hill with its packs and on a busy highway.
There's a wide cross-section of residents that can be served, that can use the Greenway if it is developed for all different types of transportation, such as hiking, biking, intermodal transportation between South Stroudsburg and Delaware Water Gap.
One of the most common questions I get asked is, where can I go, where can I take my family to ride, to ski, to hike, that's safe and sound, clean. To tell you the truth, those places are beginning to shrink, they're harder to find.
We have families coming in here asking us for places to cycle, and there's really not a good place to tell them where to go. The Poconos, the roads are fairly narrow and windy, and cycling on those roads just isn't a safe family activity.
The fastest growing segment of the Greenway movement are rail trails. Today, America has over 1,000 rail trails totaling nearly 12,000 miles. Pennsylvania leads the nation with 106 open rail trails. You can help bring life back to these abandoned railroads and improve the quality of life in Monroe County. Please express your support for the Broadhead Greenway by sending a letter or emailing us at mcpc@co.monroe.pa.us or call area code 570-420-3562.